telling y'all, bro, this is my favorite piece of clothing. This look like it's the Dallas Cowboys championship sweatshirt, and this thing look like it would run you at least 60 for this vintage piece of material. Y'all know it ain't no shirt that I'm paying 60 bones for. A $5 investment, ladies and gentlemen. The beauty of thrifting.
John Danny.
Do for self. Except your own. Bismillah, I rock mine out right here.
I've been starting and stopping this video, bro, so I'm gonna just go. I like to think of myself as somebody who's pretty transparent. I wear my heart on my sleeve, I wear my emotions on my sleeve, you know, and it could be perceived as sensitive to somebody who may not necessarily understand, you know, where I'm coming from. And I never really liked that word, but quick story about me. My favorite rapper of all time is Lil Wayne, right? But before that, before Lil Wayne was my favorite artist, my first favorite artist I was ever a super fan of was Tupac, right? And if y'all know anything about Tupac, y'all know Tupac definitely wore his emotions on his sleeves. Anytime he felt somebody wronged him or BS'd him, he was gonna let him know and he was gonna go all out with it, you know? The same stuff that people call sensitive, the same stuff that people would label sensitive today, Tupac did that stuff back in the day. But Tupac didn't get called sensitive for it, he got called real for it because he was being honest, you know? And I just feel like, you know, people get the word sensitive and real confused because they're two different things, even though they kind of go hand in hand. Let me not drift too much off topic, man. I make this video because I came to the conclusion, and it's something that's kind of been brewing up in my mind for a little while now. Now I don't know if I do have I don't even know if it would be classified as an illness. I haven't been like diagnosed or anything like that, but I do suffer from chronic overthinking, right? And I've been noted this down in my phone because I always make notes in my phone about my YouTube ideas, and then I make them at a later date. I make them whenever it's just really on my heart, you know what I mean? I jot it down when it's on my mind, and then I create the content when it's on my heart, right? So it's on my heart today, and I don't know, it's kind of something that's tough to deal with. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because my overthinking, you know, has led, I feel like it's done me more harm than good. It's gotten into the way of some of my relationships and friendships in the past, and I think the scariest part about it is like when I am overthinking, I don't really know that I am overthinking until I'm telling somebody how I feel and they let me know that I'm overthinking or I'm doing too much or I'm doing the most. I don't really know how to not overthink, you know. I've been taking steps, I think I've been taking steps, good steps, to try to not do it as often. I pray a lot more. I've developed the motto of, you know, whatever's for me will be for me, you know. And I'm trying so hard to follow that motto, but it really is hard, man, because when you overthink, it's really just me catching myself, having to catch myself most times, but a lot of times it's just me sitting in my room, looking at the ceiling, looking at the wall, and just thinking myself into this crazy ass storm, man. And at one point I would always tell myself I'm just a realistic thinker. You know, I would mask my overthinking, my chronic overthinking, with just labeling it me being a very realistic thinker, which in a sense I still believe that that's true. But there are some things that I think about that are just unnecessary. Like, I always tend to assume the absolute worst when something happens, bro. And my overthinking leads to bigger things. I really feel as though, and again, I haven't been diagnosed with this either, but I really feel like I have, like, my anxiety shoots through the roof when I overthink. My anxiety shoots through the roof. Yeah, that shit. Like I said, I haven't, you know, seen a therapist, and I know mental health, black mental health is the wave in 2019, and we really on this mental health wave, and that's good. I applaud everybody, you know, definitely go get the help, go seek the help that you need or the help that you want. Everybody, you know, everybody do what you feel is best for you. You know, me personally, I don't want to go see a therapist. I talk to God, and I allow the Most High to be my therapist, you know. And I will say this, when I pray, I do feel better afterwards, you know. I do feel better afterwards. I don't feel like, you know, I'm headed towards this downward spiral, and I don't ever want nobody, I don't really even like to talk about this stuff, because every time you really try to talk about this stuff and tell people you've been overthinking, or tell people you're going through depression, or everybody always try to assume you like on some suicidal shit. Like everybody always want to think you on some suicidal shit, when that's really not the case, bro. I just like you see this tweet on Twitter all the time, no suicidal shit, but sometimes I don't want to be here. Like, bro, that's that's such a true tweet, bro, because it's like, bro, I do not want to die, but sometimes I really don't be wanting to be here, bro. Like, I really feel like the energy, you know, and I said this on my last video, I think, I feel like the energy I put out into the world comes back to me. The good energy that I put out, the good energy comes back, but sometimes I feel like it don't. You know, sometimes I don't feel like people give me the same respect that I give them. A lot of times I don't feel like people love me the way that I love them. It's unfortunate, bro, but that's just how life is, bro. You cannot expect people to treat you the way you treat them. You can't expect people to respect you the way you respect them. You can't expect people to love you the way you love them. All you can do is be your true self, your most genuine self. And whatever happens after that, you just gotta live with that. You know, as long as you was your honest self, as long as you gave your true self, and you was kind, you was generous, you gotta be able to live with the results of whatever come after that, man. And that's really just how I feel about it. That's just what it is, man. Overthinking, really, I'm trying to tell y'all, overthinking. When I say overthink, I'm talking about, like, if my mom says she going to the doctor for a checkup, I'm like, what's wrong with you? I'm thinking, like, you always assume the worst. It's like, the whole time she really just going for a checkup. But in your mind, like, do you feel a lump in your breast or something? Like, what's going on? Like, you assuming the worst all the time. And it's draining, bro. It really is draining. You know, it's especially draining when you see how it affects those around you, when you see how negative of an impact it can have on your relationships, bro, you know. And like I said, I don't be knowing I'm overthinking when I'm overthinking, you know. I don't be knowing it. I don't be realizing it until after the damage is already done, bro. You know, I deal with it. You know, even in my workplace, I overthink at work. Like, I just overthink everything. I just try to, me personally, I be trying to, like, for work specifically, I be trying to, like, look at the outcomes of every just different possible scenarios, man. And as innocent and as progressive as that may seem, that's overthinking as well, you know. But like I said, it's something that I'm working on. I just gotta stop worrying about so much that's like out of my control. You know, I just gotta like worry about what's in my control, what I can do, the things that I can change, things that I can't change. I gotta wash my hands with that, bro. You know? Yeah, man, that's why I gotta continue asking God to, you know, just keep giving me protection, give me guidance, give me vision, give me wisdom. I pray a lot harder. My overthinking does cause me to pray a lot harder. I think that's a positive, but other than that, man, it's just a lot to deal with, you know, but I'm gonna be alright though. I'm just handling it one day at a time. My overthinking ain't causing me to go out here and do nothing crazy, you know, but aside from that, check out these locks though, you know? Yeah. Now when it came to my locks, I used to overthink this stuff a lot, bro. This was more so, like I said, if anybody that's been following me, y'all know that I'm about 5 years and a couple months in. So the overthinking as far as my hair ain't necessarily as prevalent as it used to be. But 2013, 2014, 2015, for a good 2-3 years, man, I used to overthink this and wonder, like, will this cause me to miss out on some of the things that I really love? And it probably has, you know, but this is really just such an important journey to me, because I need people to know that it's okay for you to express yourself. It's okay for you to be who you want to be. despite what people may want you to be, despite what people may want you to look like, you always have to be yourself. You know, if you be a way somebody else wants you to be, you won't be happy. If you change who you are because somebody else wants you to change and the way you are ain't even doing nothing to harm them, you won't be happy, and you may end up neglecting that person. And you never want to neglect anybody, especially somebody you love, you know. So always be yourself. That's very, very important. Your happiness, your self-worth, your self-love is very, very important. And the people that's for you, they're gonna appreciate that, and they're not gonna try to get you to change that. You know, they're gonna see the message. So yeah, always love yourself. Always be yourself. So guys, kings and queens, thank y'all for coming to my TED Talk, man. If you like this content, remember to subscribe, remember to share, and always know that mental health awareness is definitely something that we have to pay attention to, especially within the black community, man. We done been through a lot, bro. We done had a 400-year setback, but that ain't no excuse to not get up and do something for yourself and make something of yourself, you know. But know that if you're going through something, it's okay. You're not weird. You ain't no freak. You're normal. You're going through stuff that a lot of people go through, you know, PTSD, ADD, overthinking, anxiety, depression. Bro, you're normal, you know, you're normal. And in that same sense, you're also beautiful. I love you all, man. Thank y'all for watching. As always, remember to love somebody and hug somebody. You're here today, you're gone today. I'm out.
Do for self.